What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of Justin Fields' throwing mechanics from the Sugar Bowl against Clemson, okay? But what you're looking at right here, guys, is some of our premium content that we offer on my website. So specifically for quarterbacks and receivers learning how to read coverages, how to break down defense. So here you see all the videos that we have on here. We have 200 plus videos, all based on how to read coverages, how to diagnose coverages, and play concepts and ideas to beat those specific coverages. So check out that very first link in the description. It says learn how to read defense. There's 200 plus videos, plus 4 new videos every single week, all based around beating defenses and the football IQ side of things. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Let's get started with this video. So the first thing we're going to be looking at here is Justin Fields making this dime of a throw. He's going to be throwing this deep post, right? I think this is one of the best performances I've seen, and counting the injury as well. So on a lot of these throws, he's dealing with a hurt hip, right, or hurt ribs, whatever it was. So I think it's real impressive, some of the throws that he's able to make. So let's watch this thing full speed, and then we're going to be breaking it down. So a great job navigating in this pocket, great job using his eyes to really just move this safety and really just kind of abuse this safety, right? Because we want to really manipulate him. So that's a great job by Fields working back here in the pocket with his eyes and being disciplined with his progressions. But main thing I want you to see is how relaxed he is, right? He's got pressure, he's moving around in the pocket, but never wants to see tense up with his upper half. And the next throw we're going to be looking at is how you can throw while you're getting hit, or when you know you're going to be taking a big shot and you got to get this ball out and be able to throw, right? And everybody thinks that it's super easy to sit back here in this pocket, but when things are breaking down, the two things you can rely on is being relaxed with your upper half and having a strong lower half. If you can have a strong base, right, and you're able to sit your butt down, be in a good position, at the same time still maintain a tall back, good posture, that's the position that we want to be in. So you see when he's navigating through the pocket, the whole reason we want to be in this base is so when it's time to move, I can throw from any platform on the field, right? You see how his feet are going towards the left, he's still able to throw right now, right? He's still able to create this motion. He's able to still push off this back leg, get the front foot down, be in a good backstroke because he's able to maintain his base. That's why when you're moving around in the pocket, it's so important that your lower half stays strong, and it's almost like you're on a surfboard or a skateboard. You see how his knee doesn't get way over his toes? He's sitting his butt down, right? They call it a glute dominant position. That's what a lot of like real technical people call it, right? But essentially what that means is you just want to sit your butt down, not just bend at your knees, right? Because that's a balanced position. And when we want to be able to transfer weight to my front leg, we got to be balanced with my lower half. A lot of guys will push off this back leg and they'll extend out. They won't drive this through. They won't open up their hips. And what happens is all that energy shoots up in the air, right? And when that energy shoots up in the air, they leave that back leg behind. It trails and they come down with their shoulders and they swing down. Now, as you got later into this game, I think this throw might have been before the hip injury. If not, I honestly don't remember. I'm sure you guys could let me know in the comments if it was or if it wasn't. But as you saw as the game progressed, and after he came back from that injury, you could see him start to kind of come down on the ball because obviously driving with that hip would kill him, right? Or rotating with his hips would kill him. So you see how he kind of finished down with his chest down here, right? But in this clip is a great example of how he's driving through with his hips, being balanced with his lower half, right? So this is a great ball by Fields. And see, even with this kind of injury, still being able to throw with your hips is very, very impressive. So I'm really happy with this performance. But again, to be able to make this deep of a throw, you got to be able to produce torque, right? So this gets me to the mechanics side of things with his upper half, right? So when your front foot gets down, you want to have your front shoulder coiled, right? So you see how when his front foot strikes the ground, his front shoulder's on the target because we want to create that separation with hips and that separation with your shoulders to have that like slingshot, if you will, right? If you can get your hips going at the target and your shoulders remain quiet, that's what a lot of people call it. Shoulders stay quiet, or your front shoulder stays quiet, or your shoulders stay back, or shoulders stay loaded, shoulders stay cocked back. However you want to think about it, your hips are what brings the ball through, right? And so you see when he's here, and that's how we produce torque. That's what we call torque. So you see how his shoulders back and how much his hips are rotating through. And that back hip is coming through before the ball. Even on a deep throw like this, right? The stride should be the same. The sequence should be the same. By sequence, I mean front foot going down and shoulders being back and hips going through, driving from your legs. That's what I mean by that, right? It's kind of like the whole motion all into one word, sequence, right? So it's the hips that bring the ball through to be able to produce torque. Now, at the same time, you don't want to be swinging way out of here with your front side. Fields has got a little lean to this throw. Obviously, it's a deep throw, so there might be a little bit of a lean, which is fine. But ultimately, hips come through first. And you see when he finishes, he does not swing this arm way around. He does not swing this elbow down. It's more like he stays square. At release point, he's more square than anything. He does have a lean out of there. Don't get me wrong, because he's letting this thing fly. But on a deeper throw like this, where you're throwing this thing 60 yards in the air, A little lean is okay, right? It's a very deep throw, but again, you see he's still kind of remaining in that square position besides the lean out of there with his upper half. That's the entire goal, and that lean is what causes that front leg to kind of turn and face the opposite direction. But again, on a deeper throw, it's all about being able to have your hips make this throw, have a consistent front stride, and he's leaning out of there with his head just a little bit to maybe get a little bit more on this ball, and he's getting pressure, and he's a little bit off platform. His feet aren't all the way set to this thing. That's why it's such a great throw. We got to be able to make these throws as quarterbacks where your feet are set to the left behind the receiver and still making this throw back across the field. And for him to be able to do that this far downfield, feet aren't set. He throws this thing 60 yards in the air. That's a great shot here by Fields. Watch the thing again, full speed one more time. So coming back here, manipulating that safety with his eyes. Good, strong base. Be able to drive this thing without your feet being set to the throw. Being able to stay square at release point and have your hips come through first. That's a great shot. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at him making this throw. This brings me back to the point I was talking about where you want to have a strong base and a relaxed upper half in the pocket. So you see when he drops back here, I'm going to be taking this shot and posted this on my Instagram, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's throwing before he gets hit, right? You know how hard it is to know that you're going to take a shot and still be able to make a throw? I would love to see anybody do that that's never played quarterback before, because you would bail out of there. You'd French up, you'd tighten up your shoulders, and you'd turn out of there. You wouldn't step into this throw and be able to take a shot, right? That's one of the hardest things you could do as a quarterback, is be able to sit there in a pocket, get comfortable playing in this like phone booth, if you will, and be able to take a shot and know you're going to take a shot and still be able to deliver a strike, right? Because a lot of people will pussy out of it. They'll step in and they'll short arm it and they'll kind of fade back, right? And then the ball just goes straight into the ground. But for him to just keep it by his mouthpiece and just step into this throw and take a shot as he's throwing it, it's a better angle from the front side. That's a very, very tough thing to do. And not a lot of people can do this, especially at a lower level. And from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, you just throw it. You just pretend like the guy's not there. It's like, that's not that easy. It's much, much easier said than done. But something that you can focus on when you're sitting back there is just trying to be relaxed, right? You know what I mean? Relaxing your upper half, not tensing up your upper half. But what gets you there and what will get you that throw while you're taking a shot is your lower half. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You want to be in a balanced position with your lower half. You see Fields do it. That's why I really like Fields and Lawrence, because when you see them sitting back there in the pocket, their base and how they move around footwork-wise, they look like NFL guys. You know what I mean? They move how NFL guys move in the pocket. They're not real like narrow base. Like the big knock on Lamar Jackson, right, is he's not a passer. I think he is. I'm not a Lamar Jackson hater or anybody like that. When you see him stand in the pocket, his base is a little funky. Like his feet get a little bit narrow, right? And so a lot of people think, oh, he doesn't fit the profile of a prototype quarterback, all that. But when you see Fields and Lawrence move, they fit that profile with their base, with their feet, how they move in the pocket, how they stand in the pocket. They have that great posture right here. They have to sit their butt down. They're in a good base. That's the balance side of things. And when you're taking a shot, when you get to step into these throws, and you see how he's letting his hips shoot through again, right? His front foot comes down as his shoulders are back. His hips are rotating him through, and his hips are what bring the ball through, right? His front hips coming open, that brings the throw through. Your base allows you to be able to stand in there and take these shots, because that's how you're balanced. Because if your base is real narrow and you're swinging out of this thing and all that energy's popping up and you're taking a shot, you're going to be real affected by anybody giving you any kind of pressure, right? But when you can stay strong with your lower half and step into this thing, grit your teeth, and be able to take a shot, that's how we're more accurate. And you see the spot that he's able to put this thing on. That's a great job by Fields. So it's very, very important that when you guys are working in the pocket, your base does not get narrow. We're working in a strong base. I got a good base being able to go through progression so I could be balanced, I could be under control, and I could be able to make these tough throws, off-platform throws, and throws while I'm stepping right into some pressure. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. So good base here in the pocket, step into it, and then deliver an accurate shot. It's a great ball by Fields. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're a quarterback or receiver and you want to get better at reading coverages, right, that's something that you can be so beneficial, knowing what the DB or the defense is going to do before they even do it. Check out that very first link in the description. It says how to read defense. Appreciate you guys getting on that. Hope to get you guys on that soon. If you guys have any questions at all, leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next time.